Hi there, this is Karen Kennedy with Real Food Matters. Today we're making some Thai food. And I don't know if this should make you want to watch this or not want to watch this, but I'm not really an expert in making Thai food. It's not one of those things I'm great at. I haven't taken classes in making in Thai culinary tradition. So I might not be the expert you're looking for. However, I can make this. I can make a Thai curry that reminds me of Penang or some really nice curried peanut sauce dish that I get in a restaurant, and I love it. It's easy and it works every time. So in that case, if I can do it, you can do it. And more importantly, and the reason why I'm shooting this and I'm loading this up at the beginning of August is this is my favorite way these days of using all my summer vegetables like peppers, green beans, zucchini, and yellow squash. They all go into this dish, and it's a super easy dish. So it's 5:30 in the evening. I have a pot of white rice going, and by 6 o'clock, so in a half an hour, I should be able to have this all put together and ready to eat. Definitely by 6:30. Like maybe I get it all together in the next 25 minutes and then let it simmer for half an hour, and then 6:30 we're eating. So this is a weeknight dinner that you can make. And it all revolves around this, the red curry paste. So there's different brands of this that you can buy, and I got this one, and it has the instructions right on the back, and I'll tell you what they are. Stir fry 50 grams of curry paste in 1 tablespoon of oil. That's the first thing you do. So I am sort of blooming the flavors, waking this curry paste up in a tablespoon of coconut oil, and I use this coconut oil. And once that's frying, then the next thing is add 1 cup of coconut milk. So I have 2 things of coconut milk, and I'm going to put half of it in here. And actually, I'm going to make a double batch of this. So I'm going to put the whole can in here. And I have a second can ready to go. That's how easy this is. Give me a second, I'm making a video. So I forgot to tell the rest of my family that I'm making a video. And my husband seems to be stuck outside, and he's going to just be stuck out there a little longer. Okay, that's my coconut milk. And now I'm supposed to add meat, vegetables, whatever. So I could have browned and cooked my meat in a half of a cup of coconut milk, but I'm not going to use meat. You could, like if you had some chicken breasts or some like bone-in chicken thighs, which are my favorite chicken meat to cook with, or some beef, you could use that. But today I'm going to use tofu, which doesn't really require any cooking. So I'm just going to build this. Oh my God, it's like the worst time to do a video. I'm just going to put all this in, all the ingredients, and put it on my vegetables and tofu and put a lid on it. That's how simple this is. So the other thing I'm going to add is the rest of the coconut milk, some sugar, and some water. So let's put in the rest of the coconut milk. And you need some sugar for this, and I'm going to add about, what does the recipe call for? 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. And I'm going to double the batch, so that's 3 teaspoons of sugar. So for me, that's like 3 fingerfuls. You'll taste it if you don't add sugar. But you don't have to add salt to this. I'm going to add some fish sauce and maybe some extra tamari at the end. But this curry paste is pretty salty, so you don't have to add that much. I'm going to add, this is extra, I'm adding some fish sauce. But really the fish sauce and the curry paste are about as exotic as it gets. So, and you'll find, I get this fish sauce, I can get it in my regular grocery store here in Battleground that isn't exactly, a super duper grocery store for buying cool things. But this I had to get, I think I got this at the Asian supermarket over in Portland or over on 4th Plain. And I'm going to add a little bit of water. This says to add half a cup of water for this, so I'm going to add about a full cup. That's a half a cup. That's another half a cup. Okay, that's it. That's the main ingredients for my soup. Now there's two things I'm going to add at the end when it's done, and I'll tell you. But first I'm going to add a block of tofu. So this is a whole block of tofu, and I just cut it up into cubes about this size. And I'm going to put the whole thing in. You know, I use tofu. Well, I like to put some soy products into my dinner rotation, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. But that tofu is just easy dinner. It's so quick. And then this is a bunch of cut up vegetables from the garden. Red peppers, green beans, yellow squash, and zucchini, because you need things to put zucchini into this time of year. And I'm just putting it all in there. I'm going to turn the heat up so it comes to a boil. And put a lid on it. I'm going to bring to a boil, and then I'll let it simmer until my vegetables are all soft and ready. And then the two things I'm going to add at the end are freshly squeezed lime juice, and I think I'll need 2 limes for that. And I don't recommend using bottled lime juice. I think it tastes awful. That just imparts an off flavor to things. Get fresh limes. The thin skin ones are usually the juiciest. And then at the end, you don't have to add peanut butter, but I love peanut sauce, like red curry and peanut sauce. So I add about 1/2 cup of peanut butter to it. And it tastes great. And you really have to stir it in so you don't get a clump of peanut butter. So peanut butter and lime juice at the end, and then serve that whole thing over rice. It's great. And the other thing I really like to serve with it, hang on, and I don't have mine ready yet, but I like to serve mung bean sprouts. You know those thick, crunchy sprouts that you get? Well, you can make them yourself out of mung beans in your little sprouter at home. I just soak about 1/2 cup, 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup of dried mung beans overnight in a glass jar, and then I dump them out, and see that little screen on the end of my jar? So it drains, and it sits there next to my sink, and whenever I think about it, I rinse the beans out and dump the water in the sink and set them like this. And in about a week, I'll have really nice mung bean sprouts to put on my curry. So I'll make another one next week. And to use these, I will often throw, in the last minute or 2 of cooking, I'll throw some bean sprouts in, a whole bunch of them to give a nice texture. And then I'll save some raw to throw on top for a nice cold, crunchy texture on top. Okay? So that's your Thai peanut red curry that you can make at home with all of your fresh summer vegetables from the garden or from your CSA. I hope you make it. Thanks for watching. Bye.